power, or I would even call it the peak of emotional maturity, is when you stopped being bothered by who likes you or who dislikes you. I guess that idea is also tied to how we view rejection, our relationships with others, and the way how they treat us. And this goes back to my old days when I used to get really upset, and I used to take it personal whenever I wouldn't be invited to certain parties, to certain events, or especially when I used to be misunderstood by people, especially those who I claimed to be close to me. And over time, I understood and I realized that in the end of the day, everyone is going to view you how they're going to view you. The version of yourself in their eyes you would not be able to control. And you have to also understand that the version of you, how the world sees versus the real version of you, is two different realities. Because in the end of the day, those people, your friend, that anyone sees you, interacts with you, they're going to see you through their own lens, through their own biases, through their own etc. filters. And if you compare a stranger that sees you on an evening, on a Friday night, versus how your sibling sees you, as two completely individuals, right? And I guess another example for this could be when our parents used to scold us for us not doing homework, for example. And we used to take it personal, maybe partially because our parents used to use some harsh words, some personal words. But in the end of the day, they used to scold our actions or our grades, that we do not study well, or etc. It's not a direct attack on ourselves, meaning that your own self is different to your actions. You can always reflect on your actions, on your behavior, on the output that your real self is giving to the world, and you can always do a constant one-to-one to improve yourself for better or to worse, I don't know, whichever. And that's how you can change. That's how I know that that version of yourself in the people's eyes is not really real. So in the end of the day, you're like, look around and you're like, you know what? I won't be able to control that. However you see me the way how you see. And this is what I cannot control. And I'm totally fine with that. You like me, I am okay with it. You dislike me, I'm also good with it. But what's not gonna happen anymore is I'm not gonna let those things, external opinions, external things, external comments, external liking or disliking towards my direction, define my worth and define me as a person. I know my real me, and that's enough. And I guess that I used to be more insecure back in the days, and I used to trust myself as much as I do now. Therefore, I used to take a lot of these things personal. I always used to think something was I was a problem or I was a bad person. Now, on a special occasion, however, please, there is a nuance. If you do not get invited to parties, or if you do not if you are constantly rejected, that may be also time for you to look inward, because once you reach that level, you have to be completely aware of your own actions. You have to be on that constant one-to-loop feedback loop with yourself to try to improve, not just to blindly say to yourself, oh, I'm very fine if people dislike me. Sometimes there may be a reason why, and there may be a valid reason. But of course, most of the time, how we're seen by others and how they treat us, we cannot control that. And that definitely doesn't have to do anything with how we really are.